welcome back to my channel. I just decided to keep my Oster oven. I've been trying it out all week. You see it behind me here. I don't use that door. Big Daddy and I go through the bathroom. It's hard to point when you're on a camera. Here, just straight through to the bedroom instead of using this door, so it's empty area, and it's easy to move. This is on rollers. All you have to do is turn it sideways, shoot it in the bedroom. It's really, really easy. I have enjoyed it. The thing I like about it versus the Emerald Lagasse oven that I had, or I still have it, is the size, because I can use a 13 by 9 in here, and I couldn't do that in the little Emerald Lagasse oven. So I was good with the little oven because I could use the propane oven mostly in the winter when we were around family. 2018 I had my sister in the same campground. 2019 we were back in South Carolina. I didn't use the propane, but I had a cookhouse where I could use that oven. In 2021 we were in Ohio with 2 feet of snow, so I was happy to use the propane. And this year we're back in the South. We just left home base, but we're still in South Carolina, so I don't have the opportunity to use that oven, and it's not cold enough to be putting propane on. I mean, here we are, we're supposed to be freeze warnings this morning. I have my windows open, and it's almost 70 outside, so I am not putting on a propane oven. So this has been perfect because it cooks a lot faster than the propane. All I have to do is open my bathroom door and it keeps all the heat in the back of the camper and not in the living room, so that's nice, although it doesn't heat up near as much as the propane. So if you have an RV and you're in the South and you're looking for a full-size oven, I'd say this is your guy. I will put a link in the description box below. I could not find it on Amazon, but I got mine from Walmart, and that's the link I'm going to put down below. It was $169. China is doing better. For those of you that left comments week before last, we really appreciate it. It meant so much. It's been hard, you know, losing a brother, but it's also hard to watch her you know, going through a hard time. But anyhow, she's getting better. She wants to be attached to me, so I've been tying my jackets and putting her in there, because if I just sit at the desk and try to do editing and stuff, she just sits on the floor and looks at me, and it looks like she's got little tears coming down her eyes. So I have ordered a, like, it's a dog carrier, but it's a, oh, what do they call it? It's like a sack. I don't know what else, but you put it over one shoulder and she's sort of down here. And I thought that would be good when I'm sitting at the computer and working, or, you know, running around, and she's following me. She gets under my feet, like she doesn't want to be 4 feet away from me. So thank you for all your comments, and without further ado, let's get to trying out these side dishes that I did for Thanksgiving. I just wanted to check out the oven, see how it did, and I have learned to love it. Here we go. For our white cheddar cauliflower gratin, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and cut up a cauliflower. I haven't made this in a very long time. My mother used to make it all the time, and I absolutely love it. And I'm definitely going to be making it again. It is a little work, but it's well worth it, and I thought I'd show this in case you'd like to take it to a Thanksgiving get-together. All of these today could be used for that purpose. You could double the recipe for a larger crowd, and of course some of these that I'm making, that 9 by 13, you could have if it's just like 2 people. Okay, now we've got all the cauliflower cut up. We're going to go ahead and put this in our boiling water, and then we're going to cook that for about 5 to 6 minutes. You could use frozen cauliflower since you were boiling it anywho, so just thought I'd mention that. Now we're going to shred the white cheddar. I bought 2 blocks. I had plenty left over and I used it for another dish. I went ahead and got the blocks and grated it myself to give it a little more flavor. Okay, now I've got a saucepan out and putting in the butter, and I'll go ahead and add the onions and start sauteing those about 4 minutes. And since our cauliflower is done, I'm gonna go ahead and take that out and get that drained. I decided to go ahead and use the large pot to finish this. So if you want to omit the small one to melt the butter, just wait till you drain the cauliflower and then you've only got one dirty pot. Just a tip. Now we're adding in the garlic and the flour to a whisk and for about 1.5 minutes, and then start pouring in some of the milk and of course the nutmeg. Now our flour is mixed in with our butter. We're going to go ahead and start adding in the milk. And I'm just going to do a little at a time, and then I'm going to change over to a whisk. And here goes a pinch of nutmeg. Okay, our mixture came to a boil, so we're going to remove it from the heat. We're going to add the little cheese. We're going to add some salt and pepper. And these are new grinders that I have, so it took me a while to figure out the right setting for them. My others accidentally got dumped into the dishwater and never worked properly again. But these are just push button instead of gravity, and I do like them. Like I said, I'm just now getting them adjusted properly. And we'll mix everything in here, and then we're going to get out a 9x9 pan, I believe it was, and we'll go ahead and grease the bottom of that, and then we're going to put 1/3 of this sauce mix in the bottom of the pan. Now we have our cauliflower in there. We're going to go ahead and add the rest of the cheese sauce on top of that. This goes into a 375-degree oven. You want to cook that for about 20 minutes and then just broil it if it needs any more browning on the top. We're going to put breadcrumbs on here and then just spray them with some oil. And then once it comes out of the oven and it's nicely browned, you're just going to sprinkle on top your bacon and parsley. Here we are all cooked. I've sprinkled the bacon on the top and the parsley. I served this alongside some roasted potatoes and grilled chicken. It was absolutely delicious, and there's other recipes, chicken and potatoes, coming up in a future video. Here's your ingredients. Now we're going to make some really easy dinner rolls. All I did was put 2 cups of self-rising flour in here, 1 cup of milk, and 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise. You just mix it all together. I use the spatula, you don't have to have anything fancy. And then you spray a muffin pan. This will make about 12. They're so light and fluffy and very delicious. I wanted to share them. These would be a great side for Thanksgiving. And then we're going to put these in a 350-degree oven for 15 minutes or until nicely browned on top. This is then when they came out of the oven, and it doesn't take much to get them out the pan. They pop right out. I put them on a cooling rack. I'm going to show you here what they look like. They're fluffy, as you can tell, and I'm going to try to butter them with one hand. Alright, let's give this a taste. Oh, so good. We've had them a couple more times since. Here are your ingredients. I hope you give them a try, even if it's not Thanksgiving, any time of year. For our green bean casserole, we're going to add in first our green beans, our soup, our cheese, our bacon bits, our milk, and the French onions, French fried onions, and then mix it all together and season it with salt and pepper. As you can see, I have 2 casserole dishes on the counter. I'm going to be using the smaller one for this green bean casserole. The larger one is for a cake coming up later. The casserole that I'm using is about 1.5 quarts. It was plenty for Big Daddy and I, plus he took lunch the next day to work. But for a Thanksgiving get-together, if you have a lot of people, you'll want to double this recipe and then use the 9x13 pan. Now we used only half the French fried onions. We're going to use the other half now. So you're going to put the casserole into a 350-degree oven and cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes. And then we top the rest of the onions within the last 5 minutes of the cook time. Here it comes out all done. It was absolutely delicious. Here's our finished plate, and I'll be showing you the pork loin recipe in a future video. I hope you give it a try. Okay, on this night I'm making a really simple sweet potato casserole using the Bruce's sweet potatoes, processed right here in South Carolina. Anyway, after figuring out how to open these cans with the new can opener, we're going to get them drained and then put in the bowl. Not sure if I'm keeping this can opener. I don't know, it just didn't seem to do well, but this is the only time I've used it, so I'm going to give it a little longer and see if maybe it's operator error, if you know what I mean. Okay, now we've got them out of the can, and we'll go ahead and give them a mash, and then we're going to add all the other ingredients. A stick of melted butter, 2 eggs, 1/2 cup of white sugar, 1/2 cup brown sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla. And then we'll get that all mixed up and put in a greased casserole dish. I made a small one. You can certainly double the ingredients and make a larger one. And now for the topping, we're going to put in the pecans, brown sugar, and melted butter and give that a mix. I could tell right here something was wrong. I had forgotten to put in the flour, but by the time I realized it, I'd already got the topping all over, so there was no going back. It turned out okay, but do remember your flour. I served this with chicken legs and corn. Here are your ingredients. It's really easy and really good. For an absolutely delicious dessert, give this one a try. Big Daddy and I are not fans of pumpkin pie, but this is a pumpkin pie honey bun cake, and it makes all the difference in the world. First thing we're going to do is heat up the oven to 350 degrees, and then we're going to place the cake mix, oil, eggs, sour cream, pumpkin. We'll use pumpkin pie spice. Everything goes in this bowl, and then we're going to beat that with the mixer. For all the recipes we've done today, the ingredients are listed at the end of each clip in case you want to do a screenshot, so you can get the ingredients at the store. But on the website, which is linked in the comment box below, I have all the recipes typed out, so you can always get them there as well. Now it's going to be mixed up. We're spraying our 9x13 pan with some non-stick spray. We're measuring out 2 cups of batter, and we're going to place that into the bottom of the pan. Now we're going to make half filling. We're going to use some brown sugar, and then this called for walnuts, but I had pecans. It doesn't matter, whichever you want to use. And then we're going to mix that up and sprinkle that on top of the first layer. And now we'll add the rest of the batter on top, being careful while spreading because we don't want to mix it into the sugar, so you just want to be very gentle when you're doing that. Alright, now we're going to go put this into the oven. It says to bake about 35 to 40 minutes, so I set my timer for 35. This oven cooks faster than most ovens. So I have learned that the best thing for me to do is tint it with some foil, and that makes everything cook perfectly. So I'm putting the timer up here. It is not a digital oven, so I have trouble with the dial, so I just use these timers. And then I got the other one that has hours on it as well, because my new crock pot doesn't have a timer. So now I'm all set with my timers, and the cake is done. I did do the toothpick in there, it came out clean. Now I'm adding powdered sugar, milk, and vanilla together. And this is sort of a honey bun icing, and we're going to put this on top while the cake is still warm. Now we're just drizzling this icing on top. Big Daddy and I really enjoyed this cake. Obviously it lasted us quite some time because it was a large cake, 9 by 13. We had it with ice cream one night, we had it with whipped cream one night, we had it plain one night. Everything was delicious. So I do hope you give this a try, and I think your friends and family will love this if you do it for Thanksgiving. Well, I hope you enjoyed these side dishes for your Thanksgiving, and I want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving coming up this Thursday. And I'll be back next Monday with more recipes. I've been trying out another new appliance that I purchased, so that'll be coming up soon. And I've been videoing everything, so I have tons of things to show you. But if you made it to the end of my video, please leave me any sort of Thanksgiving emoji, whether it be a pie or a corn, whatever you want to put down there. I thank you, and that shows me that you've been here. I love you guys, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.